Hello my friends, and welcome back to the Lion's Lounge. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know I'm a huge fan of anime, and over the years I've at least tried to give the popular ones a fair shot. But despite this, for a while now there's been a series that has been constantly recommended to me, but I just never found the time to sit through it. Well my friends, I'm very happy to say I've watched all of Golden Kamuy that's available, and it is f***ing fantastic. This is a series I'm thrilled to talk about, and by the end of it I hope you too will see why I not only think this is a must-watch, but a modern classic in the making. To give a brief summary, the series is set in the early 1900s in Hokkaido, Japan, where we're introduced to our protagonist, Saichi Sugimoto, a veteran of the Russo-Japanese War, where his ferocity and near invincibility earned him the nickname Immortal Sugimoto. However, this same fierceness was not accepted by the higher-ranking members of the military, and so while they were promoted and given high pay, Sugimoto was more or less dishonorably discharged, and we first see him panning for gold in an effort to help care for the well-being of his deceased friend's wife and child. It's here that Sugimoto meets a drunkard who tells him the tale of a mountain of gold stolen from the Ainu, and that the thief was captured but created an intricate map to its location by tattooing his fellow inmates in such a way that you needed all of them to decipher it. And while Sugimoto initially believes it to be just a legend, he soon learns that it may in fact be real, and he quickly encounters an Ainu girl, Ashirpa, who all but confirms this, causing Sugimoto to offer to have her team up with him with the promise that the bulk of the gold would be returned to her people. From here we follow Sugimoto and Ashirpa in a race to meet the prisoners, all who escape the prison, including their new ally, the escaped king Yoshitake Shiraishi. And we quickly find that Sugimoto and Ashirpa are not the only ones hunting the prisoners. You see, there are two other factions that also know the story of the gold and also want it for their own purposes. The first is the 7th Company of the military, led by Tokushiro Tsurumi, another veteran of the war whose company alongside him were denied honor and compensation from the government after its conclusion. So he wishes to use the gold to wrest control over Hokkaido and start his own country. And the second group is led by Toshizo Hijikata, the former vice captain of the Shinsengumi, who is thought to have died at the end of the Boshin War, but instead was captured and is one of the tattooed prisoners who led the escape of the others. Hijikata has similar plans to Tsurumi, only he wishes to form a second republic of Ezo, a democracy largely favoring the samurai class. Now you may be thinking, Mike, this all sounds interesting, but what makes you say this is a modern classic? Well, there's just so much about this series that I love that harkens back to my younger days looking forward to watching newer episodes of an anime on Adult Swim, staying up late and being rewarded by an experience I couldn't get anywhere else. And Golden Kamuy made me feel like if it had been on during that age, it would have been one of those shows. This anime has a lot going for it, from its interesting setting, stellar animation, and extremely diverse and likable cast. The relationship between Sugimoto and Ashirpa alone made me instantly invested, as you can feel just how much they care about each other, like an older brother and his sister. Even the villains are incredibly interesting as they don't feel like traditional villains, so much as people with their own agendas. And this is further emphasized in how Sugimoto and Ashirpa will often cross paths and team up with the other two groups at certain points in order to achieve a mutually beneficial goal, which also gives time to explore these other characters from how they bounce off of the two of them. Some of my favorites being Tanigaki from the 7th Division and Ushiyama from Hijikata's group. I think to sum up why this series is so appealing, and this may sound cheesy, is that it has a lot of heart. There's often scenes where the characters will cook food, and Ashirpa will make a funny face if they don't eat an unusual part of an animal, or refuse to chant cheetah top when making the dish. Scenes where they reflect on their pasts and their future, and what they're really fighting for. And sometimes just quiet moments that I found beautiful, as it gives these individuals just time to breathe. Something I feel a lot of modern anime sorely lack. Golden Kamuy is an action series, but it's so much more than that. It's the type of anime I can say comes along once every few decades, and one I'm incredibly happy I finally took the time to watch. And I'm really looking forward to see what happens next. So now we come to the point where I make a drink. And there's a lot of cocktails I could make based on the various characters, which I probably will at some point, but for now I wanted to make a cocktail that summed up my feelings of the series. And I knew I wanted to make one that was frozen for its setting in Hokkaido, but also gold for the, well, gold. So for this one, you're going to start with 1.5 ounces or 45 milliliters of a Reposado Tequila. Next, 1 ounce or 30 milliliters of Grand Marnier. This is an orange liqueur made from cognac. Then 1 ounce or 30 milliliters of fresh lime juice. Next, 1/2 ounce or 15 milliliters of simple syrup. And lastly, just a dash of orange juice. If you're going to measure this out, it's going to be a little less than 1/4 ounce or a Barspoon. Then you're going to add some ice and blend for about 20 to 30 seconds. Then just pour it into a coupe. And for garnish, I'm going to take just a little bit of cherry juice and pour it on top. And then I'm going to take these 2 picks and place them like so, basically symbolizing all the blood that's been spilt over the gold so far, with the picks symbolizing swords. And there you have my cocktail adaptation of Golden Kamuy. Cheers. Ooh, that is very good. This should come as no surprise to you that this is a margarita variation. The agave notes from the Reposado Tequila is the first thing you taste, and then you get that tartness from the lime juice that fades into the orange notes from the Grand Marnier, as well as the little bit of orange juice there. The cherry juice as well will eventually seep into it and add just a little bit of cherry note. It's a very delicious cocktail that you can drink a lot of, and while you may think to use a Blanco tequila first just because it's the most popular one, I highly recommend you use a Reposado. The agave notes in this tequila will be a lot more present and add a lot more complexity to the drink. Plus it'll help give that gold color. Yeah, overall I'm very happy with this cocktail. I love frozen drinks, and this is just another one I can see myself making a lot. But yeah, there's the Golden Kamuy inspired by Golden Kamuy. Give this one a shot yourself and let me know what you think. And if you like this video and want to see more, I'd really appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. If you have any other cocktails you'd like me to make from your favorite series, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see what I make outside this channel, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Spacelion or Instagram at Mr.Spacelion. But thank you so much for stopping by the Lion's Lounge. I've been your bartender, Mike, and I hope to see you next time.